Welcome to Sunday's first video. Breaking news is from Oregon, US, where an Ethiopian athlete won another gold for Ethiopia in a 5,000 meter women category. Some Tigrayans tried to protest there outside the venue of the event and a spectator ran onto the field and he managed to reach Ethiopian athletes. Later, he was apprehended by security officials. He was released as well. And in an interview, he spoke why he wanted to hug the Ethiopian athletes. We have some clips for you, 3 clips for you. Secondly, we have a new story about Jawar Mohammed, the leader of Oromo Federalist Congress. For the last 1 month or so, he has been outside Ethiopia. He traveled to Europe, then he went to the US, and a few hours ago, he addressed Ethiopian diaspora, mostly Oromo diaspora in the US. And he warned them against financially supporting groups, individuals in Ethiopia. What did he say? Is he working to cut off funding for Oromo Liberation Army from Ethiopian diaspora? We know that Ethiopian diaspora from Oromia mostly funds Oromo Liberation Army. OLA in statements has confirmed its financial support from abroad. What did Jawar say there? Thirdly, we have a new story from Oromia where land grabbing in the name of religion is being reported. For the first time, I think I spoke on it last year as well. But churches are being built overnight. And if government officials take action, then they are accused of being anti-religion. We have a new story from Salulta for you. Fourthly, Tigray TV, Tigray Television Amharic, a few hours ago published an article on its website, and it claims that some US lawmakers, they have decided that PM Abiy will not be allowed to attend US Africa summit, that Joe Biden, US President, will be approached so that PM Abiy will not be invited. And lastly, Eritrean government, its information ministry a few hours ago released a statement taking pride in Eritrean social values. The statement is criticism of Western values, especially what we saw after COVID-19 outbreak and after Russia-Ukraine conflict. How convincing is Eritrean Information Ministry's claim that Eritrea is harmonious and united because it has social values which Western world and other countries lack. Firstly, World Athletics Championship in Oregon, US, another gold for Ethiopia, this time in 5,000 meter women race category. Gudaf Tsegay clinched gold in this competition. Bronze was also won by Ethiopian athlete Gudaf Tsegay. That is Ahmed finished at number 5, and silver was won by a Kenyan athlete. This is second medal for Gudaf Tsegay. In 1500 meter race, she won a bronze medal. Let's have a look at medal tables before showing you 3 clips from this event. US is at number 1, 28 medals so far, 10 gold, 8 silver and 10 bronze. Ethiopia at number 2, 4 gold, 4 silver, 2 bronze. Kenya, 8 medals, 2 gold, 4 silver, and 2 bronze. Jamaica is at number 4 with 7 medals, and China at number 5 with 6 medals. It seems that Ethiopia will finish at number 2 in this competition. Now, what happened is that a spectator ran onto the field. He kissed the feet of Ethiopian athletes. He picked up Gudaf Tsegay and Gede. He was apprehended by a security official. Later, he was released. His name is Miag McCunnan. Why did he do this? He's from Texas. All the way from Texas, he went to Oregon to see this program, to see this race, and then he had planned, obviously, that he would try to reach these athletes. Meanwhile, Tigrayans protested outside the venue of this championship. They chanted slogans, free Tigray, free Tigray. They were carrying banners, placards with writings that Gede has not seen her parents for 2 years. So another victory for Ethiopia. We have 3 clips for you. The first one shows Tigrayans protesting outside the venue of World Athletics Federation, World Athletics Championship. Second clip shows the man, Miag McCunnan. What did he say? Why did he do that? And thirdly, at the end of the race, some journalists asked a question. They asked Gudaf Tsegay about the man who ran onto the field and tried to give Tigray flag to the lady. But the coaching staff, the accompanying staff with Gudaf Tsegay did not allow Gudaf Tsegay to respond to this question. Watch 3 clips.
Free Tigray! Free Tigray! Free Tigray!
Who are you? What was that all about?
Well, my name is Mark. So I just been voice for the voiceless. Right now, when me and you speaking, there's genocide going on in my country, that's what represents this one. And both the athletes are from my country, specific from my area. So they're not able to see their family, their sisters, their fathers. So I'm just telling them, you're okay, you're good, you did this. So there is no internet, there is no phone, there is no, those two athletes, they de-escalated with their family. So I'm just being here to support him and be voice for the voiceless. That's all.
That's
trying to be.
The guy ran out with the Tigray flag. Can you talk about how you felt about that?
Sorry, no, this question is not good for us, okay?
Secondly, viewer Jawar Mohammed once again passed some remarks a few hours ago in the US. It is being said that his remarks were meant to stop funding for Oromo Liberation Army from abroad. Though he did not name OLA or Shene or any group, but it is being said by most of the people who heard him that he was indirectly referring to the financial support which OLA receives. Firstly, OLA receives financial support from abroad, because a few days ago, Gamacho, who is deputy commander of Oromo Liberation Army, Jal Gamacho, a boy I think, he spoke, and in a video he confirmed financial support from OLA, financial support for OLA by Oromo diaspora. So OLA does receive financial assistance from abroad. What did Jawar say? If you remember, a few days ago, Jawar used a word Durye, that Durye were playing with the lives of innocent people in Oromia. Doria means bandits, bullies. Later, he tried to clarify what he meant, but back then it was being said that he was criticizing Oromo Liberation Army. Now, once again, a few hours ago, he spoke about financial contribution for Ethiopian groups from abroad. What did he say? He said, beware, your help doesn't contribute to the disintegration of the country, Ethiopia. If you keep pouring your dollars over the fire blazing in the country, it means you are disintegrating the country and the Oromo. Now, he is not speaking about remittances. Remittances are not disintegrating Ethiopia. Of course, he is talking about financial contribution from abroad for some individuals or groups. And since he is addressing Oromo diaspora, most of the participants in Jawar's programs were Oromo diaspora members. It means that he is addressing a financial contribution from abroad for some groups or individuals which are in Oromia. Obviously, it seems that he is here talking about foreign funding of Oromo Liberation Army. OLA supporters are criticizing Jawar. They say that Jawar is in alliance with PM Abiy, and there he is working on an agenda to stop funding for OLA. Watch this clip. I don't have English subtitles, but I told what he said in this clip. Watch this clip of Jawar talking about financial contribution from abroad for groups, individuals in Ethiopia.
Gargaarsi keessan garuu kabiyya san jaaru malee kabiyya san diiguu akka hin taane immoo of eeggadha. Kanama keenya wal taasisu malee kanama keenya wal nyaachisu akka hin taane eeggadha. Of eeggannoon deemuun barbaachisaadha jechuudha. Bakki amma Oromiyaanis Itiyoophiyaanis bikki isiin jirtu it requires a lot of thinking. Less talking, a lot of thinking. Maaliifi waan gaarii wal jennee rakkoo akka uume of eeggachuun barbaachisaadha. Wantoonni tokko tokko aariidhaa fi xiiqiidhaaf jenne ibidda biyya sanitti qabatee irratti doolaara keessa yoo ka firfirsitan taate biyya san diigan Oromoo diigan. Kanaaf make sure your investment is going towards building Oromia.
Thirdly, viewers, in the Oromia region of Ethiopia, several complaints have been lodged that land grabbing in the name of religion is becoming a serious issue. Overnight, people claim that an ark has fallen from the sky, and the ark where the ark has fallen, the area should be used, must be used for worship, and then a church is built there. State land is being grabbed, it is being occupied by those who claim to be religious persons, and a similar case is being seen in Salulta, where an overnight construction of church was carried out. This time no ark fell on the ground from the sky, but overnight some people built a church on state land. So in Salulta, authorities have arrested 9 people in connection with this construction, and some say that at least 3 places have been identified in Salulta where illegally churches have been constructed. Oromia government officials and some groups in Oromia, they have been complaining for months that land grabbing in the name of religion is happening, and most of this land grabbing is being done by Orthodox Church followers. It is a serious issue. Church authorities should distance themselves from these people who try to occupy state land in the name of religion. 9 people have been arrested, and you can see the picture. This church was built illegally on state land. When authorities came to know of it, they took action and 9 people have been arrested. Fourthly, we have a new story. Tigray TV, Tigray Television Amharic, a few hours ago released, not statements, they published an article on a website. And they claim that US lawmakers have decided that PM Abiy will not be invited to US Africa Summit. In December, we know that US Africa Summit will be held in the US. I think last week State Department made this announcement that in December African leaders will be invited to attend a summit in the US. Question is, will PM Abiy be invited or not? We don't know if US lawmakers have made a decision that PM Abiy won't be invited. But Tigray TV's article shows that now there is going to be lobbying in the US. Of course, Ethiopian government would like that PM Abiy attends this upcoming summit, though it's in December. Tigray will also launch its lobbying firms. We know that both Ethiopian government and Tigray regional government, they have hired some lobbying firms in the US to advance their interests, to talk to Ethiopian, to talk to US government officials, US lawmakers, and they're paying hefty amounts of money to these lobbying firms. So this lobbying will intensify in coming months to stop PM Abiy from being invited. Let's see, will the US invite PM Abiy or not? Several months remain. It's July, so around 4 to 5 months remain. Several things could happen in these 4 to 5 months. Maybe there is a resolution of Tigray conflict and everything is resolved peacefully in coming months. Lastly, Eritrean Information Ministry a few hours ago published an article, a statement. Title of this article is "Our Social Values Are Our Dignity and Pride." Eritrean Information Ministry claims in this article that Eritrea has managed to counter problems, difficulties in the past because of Eritrean social values. But when other countries were faced with challenges, their societies disintegrated and their social harmony was disturbed. The statement mentions COVID-19, that when it started spreading, all the medical advances, all the development, all the medical capacities of the countries were exposed. And people started fighting with each other in Western countries, in other parts of the world. Secondly, it says that Ukraine-Russia conflict has exposed hypocrisy of some countries, some nations, and respect for human rights. Concepts like politics and sports should be separate, and concepts of freedom of media, they have been exposed because after the start of Russia-Ukraine conflict, world became involved in violation of human rights. Crackdown on media was launched. So, and in comparison, Eritrea, which has gone through a lot in the last 3 decades, it has managed to stay united. Its social harmony remained undisturbed because Eritrea has institution of family, because Eritrea values compassion, tolerance, and charity. Now, I have just 2 comments. Firstly, when we say that the world, despite all its medical progress, was unable to counter COVID-19, we should not forget that developed countries have done a lot for underdeveloped and developing countries in this crisis. Who invented these vaccines? Who invented different tests? Who is funding the production of these vaccines? Who carried out research about this disease? Credit goes to China, to developed countries of the world. Eritrea and other countries are reaping the benefits of medical advances made in the West, in the US, in China. So you should not criticize their medical advance, their medical capacities. And secondly, they care for their citizens. In underdeveloped and developing countries, tens of thousands might have died of COVID-19, but no one knew. But in the developed world, they care, they value the life of each and every citizen. That is why we saw large number of cases reported there. Secondly, the Eritrean government criticized double standards of the West and the US, that after Russia-Ukraine conflict, they launched crackdown on free media and people's rights were not respected. What is Eritrea doing? Is there any media in Eritrea? Any free media? One news channel? News and entertainment channel? One channel, one TV station, one newspaper. You have no right to criticize others. Yes, freedom of media in the West, even in Ethiopia, is much, much better than in Eritrea. And while Eritrea is accusing the West that it did not respect people's rights after Russia-Ukraine conflict, is Eritrea respecting fundamental rights? Entire world, human rights organizations, they have been crying out for years that Eritrean human rights record is the lowest in the world. So a country with the lowest record in the world of human rights is criticizing the West and the US that they have been involved in violation of human rights. Yes, some incidents did happen, that African refugees, Africans in Ukraine were not equally treated. We reported that as well. We'll keep on reporting, but Eritrea needs to improve a lot. Thank you for watching.